going to tell you a story. First thing you have to understand is time doesn't work the way you think it does. You can call me Oracle because no one's talking to you. Welcome to the cult. And welcome once again to put it tickled in the try. So, I'm not sure who out there is familiar with Ellie Modus, and I've talked about some of his work on some of my previous episodes because of some of the drawings I've done. I have basically 4 sketchbooks. They're just like that are largely images of magic stuff and stuff like that that I hand drew and then later, in some cases, inked or sketched. I mean, penciled in. And I named them all like Imager portfolios after the Imager portfolio series by Ellie Modison. Now, not the villain, but a crucial backstory element is this dude called the Namer. Now, interesting thing about the Namer. In the world of Imager, there is this kind of magic, basically. It's called imaging. Basically, they imagine something, they put a lot of thought into it, detail, they visualize it, so it's like a capitum caude cosmiati. And then it just sort of like becomes real. It's pretty baller, actually. So there's imaging, but there's also reference to this, what I understand to be a dude, called the Namer. Now, the thing about the Namer is the Namer is portrayed basically as the devil, because there is the god, which is called the Nameless One. And it's called the Nameless One specifically, basically, near as I can tell, because the Namer was someone who used naming magic, which was another kind of magic that was in that world and it fell into disuse because of this particular D-bag. Now, the thing about that is, I'm pretty sure the Namer basically used naming magic to try to name themselves, or name himself, God. Like, I'm pretty sure he was just like, alright, Mama Devata, Namadas Karodi, or something like that. Like, I give myself the name of the deity, or something like equally stupid and lame. Like something that is just like so sad and like totes pathetic that like only an idiot D-bag would try it. That sounds like what the Namer was. Like this idiot D-bag that had like super powerful magic that basically tried to use it to like cheat his way into making himself into God itself. And then basically, like in that world, all the religion was the Church of the Nameless, because everyone was like, no, God doesn't have a name. God doesn't have a name. God doesn't have a name because of the Namer. Because the Namer tried to name themselves God. Now, this is just like my theory about this. It's not like I've like called up Ellie Modus and been like, so what's the deal with the Namer? Though I might try. And this is why. The Namer, as a dude, just like a human being with a soul, who is, by the way, just like an idiot, who had access to naming magic, and that was about it. So, like, I don't know how. But I'm pretty sure the Namer actually among the cast of idiots that has been bugging me. And I have a solution for this. So, I myself have been trying to, like, figure out, really, how naming magic works. I have some ideas about it. I think some of them might be, like, feasible. I'm not 100% sure. But, it would explain why the namer would have an interest in me to begin with. So if you're wondering, like, why would the namer be interested in you? This I can actually explain, because I'm trying to figure out naming magic. If that's the case, then of course the little idiot's going to be interested in me. So, I've spoken before about a presence that I've been, like, basically calling little dips. So here's what I've done. With this, Amarahung Mantra, I've actually named the namer Little Dips. Check it. So, Mama, Maraka, I, image keeper, and name giver. That's the thing. There isn't a word for namer in Sanskrit. There's namata, which is name giver. So, Tad namata, that name giver. Because it's that name giver. It's that namer. There isn't just, like, any namer. It's that namer. And I also specifically mentioned, like, the Ellie Motorset books, just to make sure for specificity's sake. And so it's like, associate with, insinuate yourself in, to identify with, give somebody a name, because that was that guy's deal, was giving people names. In the obnoxious way, and in the very rude way. I think he was very much also into Rai Karoti convert into property. He was scary into Pooty Karoti fold, as far as I'm aware. He fancied himself all about the Vajrasari Karoti, but he could never pull it off. He was always just, like, stealing it from people. That's just as, like, my understanding from having dealt with this little idiot recently. It was, oh, that's right. This little idiot was all about, like, compulsion and oaths, like compulsory oaths, too. He would give someone a name, and then he would use the name to compulse them to swear an oath, to do stuff they wouldn't do otherwise, because he was terrible. Absolutely terrible. And then Prasadayati, reduced to order, give somebody a name, boom, the namer from Elmi Motorset's book is now named. Actually, really, Little Dims. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe.